Van Helsing, 2004. I'd never seen this before. A few people at work told me about this, specifically Chris, who I work with. He lent me a DVD to actually watch it. So he was serious about wanting me to watch it. So I did. And you know what? It wasn't so bad. I did kind of enjoy it. I didn't love everything about it, but I did think that it had some great ideas. And the whole thing to me would have been a lot better if it all was in black and white. Because it has a great opening sequence that's in black and white, and it really sets the mood for the film. And I feel like the director maybe wanted to do the whole thing black and white, but perhaps the studio was like, no, maybe the first scene, but you gotta have it in color for the most part. Which I get, like, because a lot of people are like, oh, black and white, I don't know, but it would have really helped with the look of this film, and it would have helped disguise the poor CGI a little more too, because I noticed that in the black and white sequence that the CGI looked a lot better in black and white. You got anything to say, buddy?
Back in my day. No, when I watched it a long time ago, I thought it was very, very well put together.
Poser joined the Discord.
As a movie, it's one of those movies that, like, it's okay to watch, like, once, I think.
Yeah, I don't have.
I mean, it has all the classics in there.
This is a monster mash. Yeah. This is another reason why it's cool.
Except the Lagoon one there.
No, it doesn't have Creature of the Lagoon, but it's vampires, werewolves, and there's one other monster.
I think there's Dr. Jekyll.
No, and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
But I thought there was another one too. Vampires, werewolves.
I think there was a mummy in there.
Did they do the mummy? I don't think they did the mummy.
I don't know.
Werewolves, vampires for sure though.
Well, yeah.
and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, yeah. But yeah, if you join the Discord, Poser.
Oh, Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, and Frankenstein's monster. That was the other one I was thinking, of course.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought you said that one already.
No, I didn't. It's okay.
That was like basically the character.
And that's the beginning. Yeah, it starts off with you see Victor Frankenstein, and he's creating. This is in the awesome opening black and white sequence, where he's creating the Frankenstein monster with the with the lightning and shit, the classic scene.
It's alive.
And there's a bunch of angry people outside. I think he did say it. He did say it's alive. Absolutely, I'm pretty sure. I remember that anyway.
I feel like they tried to trademark that.
Well, they had rights to the characters and stuff, so they could probably do it. I'm pretty sure I remember that. But they're going, and Dracula is like overseeing his operation, and once they start to get the monster off the ground and alive, he starts to realize Dracula wants to use this for evil reasons, and like obviously Dracula wants to use this for evil reasons, but you can kind of see how he needed the funding and stuff, and Dracula's rich, so he helped him get all the equipment together. And you got Igor. I like the way Igor looks in this, because they could have made him CGI and they didn't, because there's a lot of CGI in this.
A lot.
But
that was like the era of the CGI.
It like had to be, and like I feel like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde didn't need to be CGI. I feel like a lot of things didn't need, and like the fight at the end, spoiler alert, sort of. But Hugh Jackman, Van Helsing, gets turned into a werewolf at one point in the movie, and he has to fight Dracula as the werewolf.
Yeah.
But it's just like a big fucking CGI fuckfest, and it's not that interesting to look at, in my opinion. It would be so much cooler if it was guys in suits.
Yeah,
or something,
he's like fighting him while he's transforming or something like that. Yeah, like into that.
Exactly. Transform into like the big Dracula bat.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go into the Movie Talk voice channel and you want to talk about the movie, you are welcome to. Are vampires afraid of Kross? Probably. Frankenstein monster. Yes, Poser.
Witches.
We figured it out eventually, but thank you, Poser. What'd you say?
I said witches are.
Witches
aren't
afraid.
No.
But vampires are.
Yeah,
Alright, we got it.
it.
Moving on.
You got it.
So we're still talking about Van Helsing. Let's look it up on IMDb. I feel like this movie it probably like made a bit of money, but it didn't make enough to like warrant sequels. I think.
No.
Because I know a few people who like this movie, and I had never heard of it until like a few weeks ago. Actually.
Oh, for real?
No, yeah, I'd never heard of it until Chris mentioned it.
Oh, really?
And it was like, ooh, you gotta watch the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing. I just slipped past me somehow.
Yeah, it was like a big thing back then. Then I think it wasn't too big of a.
It was they were gonna try to, because it was the same studio, they were gonna try to cross over it eventually with The Mummy, like the Brendan Fraser Mummy.
Oh, really?
That's where The Mummy was gonna come in, was that The Mummy.
Oh, okay.
So they were gonna try to, and that could have been cool.
That would have worked.
It could have worked. It could have also been really bad, but it could have worked. Van Helsing.
That's crazy that they were gonna do that.
Yeah, but it didn't do well enough. They were gonna have a whole like universe.
And
type,
then they tried again.
Yeah. With Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And that failed worse.
Yeah.
Even probably.
Kids these days.
Yeah, Van Helsing.
Monsters, man.
Exactly. So this is 6 out of 10. No, that's fair. It's decent for IMDb. 3 awards and 21 nominations. Let's find out about that. It can't be any.
3 out of 21.
It won an ASCAP award. I don't even know what that is. The top box office film. So it made money. We're gonna find out how much money it made, because it'll just tell me down here. Because I'm curious about that. Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale. Let's talk about Kate Beckinsale real quick. I didn't love her in this because she just doesn't seem right for it or something. She's fine. Like, you can get over it, but it's just sort of like she feels so much like a woman putting on this accent, and she's like wearing makeup that looks more modern, and just doesn't feel right at all to me. And it's just like, it feels like she's not right for the part. But she's fine, I guess.
She should just stayed at Underworld.
Yeah, she's in Underworld, that's
Yeah.
right. I've never seen those movies, actually. But yes, Kate Beckinsale, she's fine, I guess. But I like Hugh Jackman. I have to mention, this is a nitpick, and it doesn't bother me that much, but Van Helsing is a German character originally, and Hugh Jackman's not even trying at all to do an accent.
No,
he's just doing his own voice, maybe a little bit of a British accent.
Like a watered down Wolverine.
Yeah.
Voice.
No, exactly. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But it works well enough, you know. And yeah, but Hugh Jackman's usually good and stuff, and he's doing the role pretty well, honestly. Other than the accent thing, it's a nitpick. But David Weinham, I didn't know who that is, but he played Carl, the comic relief, sort of like his sidekick to Van Helsing. He was really good, very funny. I liked his performance quite a bit. Yeah, and this is a fun monster mash. Like we said, Frankenstein monster, werewolves, vampires, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, the opening fight with him. Even though there's a lot of CGI, more than I would like, it's still pretty fun to watch. But what else we gotta say? We gotta find the money, how much money this made. Usually it's like real down low here. Box office. Budget? Whoa, it had such a high budget. Yeah, $160 million budget. Holy fuck. And they didn't make that much compared. Oh wait, no, actually did pretty good, but not great. 300 million worldwide. So it did make money, but it didn't do probably as well as they would hope.
That was probably just like the first week.
Because they spent, well, that's worldwide. Yeah, that's the opening weekend,
Yeah.
exactly. But that's the gross from U.S. and Canada. So it could have done worse, but they were wanting to build a franchise off of this, and it wasn't strong enough.
Like
they felt.
Yeah, like when in movie theaters, like when they go watch movies, like through the whole 1 week, you're gonna get pretty much half of them, and then it's just gonna dwindle the next week.
No, yeah, typically the opening weekend's always the strongest.
Yeah.
That's always how it is.
Go next week, and there's probably like 7 people in that theater, you know.
Yeah, like the Batman.
Yeah, I went on Sunday, and there was just me and my girlfriend. So
yeah,
like, you know what I mean.
That's good though. It's
Yeah,
nice to go when it's quiet.
So like it doesn't. I think movies should just be like a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? maybe 2
It
years.
depends on the movie, you know. Some things do need a long run, I think. But now it's changed so much with movies that people just aren't going as much as they used to, too, I think. Everyone's watching the Netflix at the homestead.
Or streaming it.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess so. I meant like, pirates.
Oh, yeah. There's all that torrent business.
Yeah,
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But, yeah, that was... We looked at the IMDb. That's probably enough to get off that. But what else do I have to say about this? So there's some stuff that's a little silly. One thing I remember in particularly, there is a scene where Kate Beckinsale's brother is like attached to a pole and a werewolf's about to get him.
Oh yeah.
And that scene was a little weird for me just because he was tied up, but then like all of a sudden he's just not, and they don't really show him getting out of being tied up very well, and it was kind of weird. But another little nitpick. I had rewound a couple times, like he was tied up, but he's just not tied up. It's like, what?
I gotta check that out.
I thought it was weird.
I remember him being tied up.
Yeah, because then the werewolf comes and attacks him, and he gets out just in time, but they don't show him getting out.
Oh. Okay.
So
They kind of just like.
So maybe he got out, but I would have liked to see how. I feel like it was just a continuity thing where they like forgot that he was tied up, but or not quite the same, but close enough. But yeah, there's goofy stuff like that. Like I said, the comedy relief is quite funny. I like him. There's a reoccurring bit about him saying, people thinking that he's a monk because he's dressed like a monk.
Oh, yeah,
but so he's like, you can't fuck because you're a monk. But he's like, oh no, I'm a friar, and so he ends up banging a lady because he can't because he's a friar. Oh, the special guest. Yes, we got. In fact, I should add that to the title with special guest Kross LePage.
Oh, what's that?
We got Roland Doja. What's up, my friend? You were here at the beginning too. Thanks for coming back. But yeah, special guest Kross LePage. We're just talking movies right now. This is the warm up before the rap show. But I'm gonna put him in the description. I should explain. We have a special guest. This is a big deal. We basically have Tom Cruise here, except for cooler than Tom Cruise. No. I'm saying it. You can't say nay.
I do believe in aliens.
Aliens are real. I believe in the movie War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I believe in the very first movie.
Aliens.
Or I guess it was on the radio.
Aliens are real. Okay, moving on. Back to this movie. So what else do I want to say? There's some funny parts too, with a cow get thrown through a roof. I like that. A cow gets thrown through a roof.
By a jackal?
By a female vampire.
Oh.
Yeah.
I keep on thinking those female vampire chicks are bitches, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, they're vampires, but yeah,
they're vampires, yeah.
But that's okay. Beautiful beard, says Roland Doja.
Thank you.
He grooms well.
Yeah.
He does groom well. I believe in Tom Cruise getting sucked up an alien butthole. That's something that we've talked about a lot on the stream because I reviewed that movie one time, War of the Worlds. And you know the part I'm talking about when he gets sucked up and he throws a grenade up the butthole. But I gave it that movie basically like a 7 out of 10 because of that scene. Because I liked it. I would have gotten lower if without that scene. Basically. But yeah, no, this movie's kind of fun. It's not perfect, but it's always there's a lot like it's beated out really well. For people that don't know what that means, it means the pacing is really good. So it's like talking, fighting. It's never boring. It's well put together in that sense. The main problem is the lots of CGI. Some of the lines are a little silly, but that's part of the fun. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. The action's good, except for the overly CGI shit. It was a little much.
CGI really just when there's too much CGI.
It could have been better.
For me.
Yeah, and then there's these little vampire assistants called the Dworgen, that are kind of like little people, I should just say, in burlap sacks or whatever the fuck, and they got goggles. and I think he like takes off their hat at one point, and they got like weird teeth. And Hugh Jackman just like throws him out the window. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? And he throws him out throws him out the window. I like that part.
Yeah. That's funny.
I want to make sure that I'm not.
Just chucks him out the window.
Exactly. No, it's good. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything that I want to talk about. Oh yeah, I gotta talk about this. Dracula himself. He's the best. This is my favorite part probably. It's just the actor who played Dracula. Very funny. Actually, let's go back to the IMDb and look at who that actor is, who played Drac. Richard Roxburgh. Okay, he was super good because he was going over the top, and it made it really funny. Like there's a part where he's coming out of his coffin, but you could just come out of the coffin like in like serious straight face.
Yeah.
But he comes out, he's like, and there's bats all going around. He's like waving his arms all around, and it's very funny, over the top Dracula. I like the way he delivers lines. That's the best example of it. But there's a few other bits.
I feel like that part. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
I feel like that part was like a nod to the classic Dracula, because that's how like the black and white one was when he would come out of the closet, when he would come out of the coffin there, he would literally do that.
Yeah, it's a little more serious, but it is that same sort of effect.
Yeah.
You know what you're saying?
Bats always around.
Oh, the bats, absolutely, yeah. And now No, you're good, buddy. I'm starting to run out of things to say, I think. Do you have anything to add?
No, I'm I'm just trying to remember it.
Yeah, that's okay.
You know what I mean?
But you've seen it.
Yeah, I watched
it's been a long time.
I watched with my dad.
Yeah.
My dad he loved that movie. He had the VHS of it, right? So constantly that's all we would watch is that, right? That or like whatever, Star Trek. So.
And I didn't talk about the Frankenstein monster really, and I should, because he's pretty cool. Honestly, the most quotable probably for me is the Frankenstein monster. He was saying shit like he's on the top of the roof and it getting the electricity shot through him or whatever, and Van Helsing's trying to get him out. He's like, this is probably gonna hurt a bit, dude, and he's like, I am accustomed to pay. I like that.
No, that's funny. Yeah, he just has these throwaways.
And I like that they made his speech more like a regular person, opposed to the original film where it's sort of hard to understand him sometimes. When he's like, smoke, good. He's really just talking like a normal guy, and I kind of like that anyway. And maybe it doesn't make enough sense, but it already doesn't make enough sense. At least have fun with him and make him understandable with his speech. But yeah, no, this movie is fun. I think I'm starting to run out of stuff to say. So if you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
I don't have anything else. I don't think.
Nope.
At least I can't think of anything, so we're calling it. But yeah, kind of fun. I'm gonna rate it. Kross LePage, you can give it your own rating. Just tell to the people, what would you give it out of 10 based on memory?
Based on memory?
Yeah, because you haven't seen it for a bit. I'm gonna give it.
I'll give it a 4.
You're giving it a 4. I'm gonna higher than that, but I give ratings higher than most people because I believe that if it's truly awful, it makes me angry. I give it below 5. So I kind of like this. So I'm gonna give it 6.4. Because it is kind of fun, and yeah, it has problems with this, specifically mainly with the CGI. And I would have loved for the whole thing to be in black and white. I think that would have made it a lot better. But anyways, 6.4 out of 10 Dougs. I'm going to put on a beat. This is Unclean Water from Turn Up Music SK.
Unclean Water. So Douglas has just gave Van Helsing 2004.
6.4 out of 10 Dougs. And you give it 4 out of 10. Kross LePages.
Kross LePage gave it 4.